Hi folks, in this week's tech tip I wanted to give you a quick wee run over of something I'm surprised we've not covered in the past at some point, and that is the built-in voice typing tool in Google Docs. Now, while users of Chromebooks have a voice typing tool that's built in the functionality of that, which can be used in anything, and likewise a screen reader, there's a more advanced voice typing tool which is arguably more effective, certainly for writing extended text, which is built into Google Docs itself. So if you open any Google Doc, you simply need to go up to where it says Tools, and you'll see that we have an option for voice typing here. Now, it's also worth bearing in mind that there's a shortcut, Control-Shift-S, and so we can actually activate voice typing by simply pressing Control-Shift-S or by using that button in the menu there. You will see that there's an active microphone icon on the left-hand side, and it shows up red when it is recording what you're saying. And you'll see that from looking at the screen, it's doing a pretty good job of picking up everything I'm saying, maybe one or two very minor errors, but you could stop and review and quite easily change things. Now, if we hit the button, that turns it off. Likewise, if we use Shift Control S, that will turn it off as well. So we can switch it on, switch off just by using those short keys quite quickly and easily. Now, if we want to do anything in terms of formatting, it's worth bearing in mind that if you look at the Google Docs editor help page, there is an extensive library of advice for the specific commands you can use for example, selecting text. So you can say select all or select a list item or whatever. You can format, so you can give it commands about applying headings or italicizing. There's a whole load of how you can create tables and all sorts of other stuff that's in here. So if you had a pupil who had particularly a mobility issue that stopped them using a traditional keyboard, this may be a method you could use to support them with writing extended pieces of work without having to have somebody else type for them or use an awkward kind of manual control. Likewise, for pupils with literacy barriers, it can be quite a useful tool to use. So just to kind of illustrate that, select all. So you'll see that with that command by voice, it's just selected everything, and you can select an individual line, or you can actually ask it to select specific words, all sorts of things you can do. And then if we looked at here, for example, we could apply a piece of formatting. Let's just have a look here. So format your document, let's italicize it. So while it's selected, italicize. You can see that it's italicized the text. There's other things that we can do, like applying headings. So if we just take a new line for this, apply heading 1. And so you'll see that it can control various different formatting options as well. This is really just a very quick introduction to the voice typing tool. It's one of those things that I think certainly becomes much easier with practice. If you use it a lot, you can become very proficient. As I say, I'm certainly not an expert. I don't use it on a regular basis, but I am aware that it's a very powerful tool, and I think probably has a range of applications. I know that I've used it in the past with pupils who had very severe dyslexia, and it enabled them to engage with written tasks that they ordinarily would not have been able to do. So if you weren't aware of it, it's a really handy tool, worth definitely having a play around with, maybe trying it with any pupils that you think might find it useful.